What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Today's show is going to be about how to make money on Fiverr. So, Fiverr, for those of you that don't know, is basically an online platform where usually freelancers or just generic people can offer their services not by the hour, but by the job. And there's services that start for only $5 and can range up all the way to a couple hundred. So I'm going to share today about specifically how you can make money using Fiverr. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, stay tuned. I'll be right back. So I've been using Fiverr for quite some time, majorly just to buy services and build out our team for some of our companies. And however, recently, I thought I would try selling on Fiverr, and it's actually pretty easy. So I'm going to cover the different kinds of services and things you can offer on Fiverr and a great way to get started. So first off, on Fiverr, these are the categories. So it starts with graphic and design. It goes into digital marketing, writing and translation, video and animation, music and audio, programming and tech, business, and fun and lifestyle. So these are just some of the many, many services that are offered on Fiverr, but those are the main categories. So before I get into how actually to get started, listing your services on Fiverr, I would say first you got to start by picking the type of service you're going to offer. There are many people on Fiverr who offer actual work, and then there's people who sell digital ebooks, digital products. So for example, I bought this one thing where this guy had 2,000 motivational quotes for Instagram. So that's a great example. And usually you can buy if you have the ebook or if you have these Instagram content, you're able to resell them per se, and you can just package things differently. So you kind of just have to pick, am I going to be selling a digital good, or am I going to be selling a service where I offer to design a logo? So I'm going to be talking about also if you guys don't have the infrastructure or the skill to design a logo yourself, how you can get that done by someone else. So let's say that you guys aren't really into designing logos, but you did find someone on Fiverr who's actually very, very good. So what you can kind of do is be a middleman. And the thing with being the middleman is that you got to be a little careful, mainly because if you're messaging people from your account on Fiverr as a buyer and also selling the same service, most of the people that are doing your work might complain. They might not complain. But if you do ever get in that situation, just open 2 accounts, one for buying, one for selling. So let's say that you don't have the skill to design a logo, but you still want to sell it. You're able to explain what you offer better. The best way to do it is go on Fiverr, the same platform, and look for people that do offer logo design services. So a quick tip is don't always look for the people that are on top. So I'm looking at the website here. Let me just, okay. Graphics and design, logo design. All right, so I'm looking here. So at the top of the page, what you see are the people that are just flooded with work. They have 10 projects in line. But if you scroll down a little bit, you start seeing your newer sellers. So these people are more motivated to get their first project just like you are. And what you can do is, the problem with Fiverr is some of these freelancers are mostly overseas, and most of Fiverr services are actually, it's usually targeted toward the American market. So if you can have better sales copy or even a better cover photo, you're gonna start getting a lot of business that way. So anyway, so scroll down and look for people that are not popular, and you got to kind of have to be careful, because if they're not popular, there might be a good reason. But if you see someone have, like, 5 to 10 reviews and all of them are 5-star, it shows that they're obviously very, very good. So what you can do is take that person and message them, and every time you get a project on your seller account, you can just forward these people your instructions. So that way you're kind of the middleman, and you can leverage their skill and their time and still offer your services. And the only thing is, be very clear on your math, because Fiverr does take a huge fee. I think it's like 20%. I think it's a lot, but and eventually, and the thing is, like, they're also very strict about doing business off their platform. So I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, so if you have a seller account and a buyer account, you can usually find people who offer that service and just kind of play the middleman. If you plan on fulfilling your orders yourself, like if you were saying that you were going to offer logos or copywriting and you actually want to do it yourself, I think that's the way. That's actually much better than playing the middleman, and it's better because you have more control. You have more control over the quality of your work, and you also, it's just better, to be very honest. And but the thing is, so if you're going to go take this route, you need to understand that you cannot, when you start, you definitely need to be priced lower, and you just need to be focused on getting a lot of reviews, because on Fiverr, how it works is the people that have the highest reviews, highest quality of reviews, and the highest number of reviews are the ones who rank higher. So like on Instagram, if you notice that the posts which get the highest engagement are the ones that Instagram boosts their reach for. So when you're starting out on Fiverr, you're going to be competing with like tons of people overseas who are getting into Fiverr to make a quick buck. So what that creates is a problem where there's a flood of listings, right? So when you start, you want to position yourself in a way where you are underpriced, but also your listings are full of details, and they also show your past work. And when you're starting out, offer so many incentives that people really can't say no to you, because if you don't, there's going to be someone out there who's just starting up like you who will do it. So if you want to, for Fiverr, I would say for your first 10 to 20 orders, you won't make any money, or you won't make any money which makes any sense. But if you stick to it, like this one guy, so he sells on Fiverr and he is crushing it. So I'm only looking at one of his listings. So it says, I will write a professional Amazon product listing description page. So Fiverr has 3 kinds of services: basic, standard, premium. So his basic service starts at $50, and it includes 5 bullet points, a title, and a basic description. And he's charging $50 for that. That probably takes him 15 minutes. But guess what? When he started, he probably wasn't selling it at that. And before I rant, it goes into standard, which is $95, and premium, which is $150. And basically, from each tier, he adds a few more bullet points and just changes the format of it. So anyway, so this guy has been selling since October of 2014. And today, as we speak, it's July 18th of 2018. So he has 2,138 reviews. So, which obviously puts him at the top of the page, and even Fiverr gave him a little seal which says top rated. So anytime, and obviously this guy stuck to it. And if you do the math, like 2,000 reviews at the worst case scenario, let's say 100, that's like 200 grand. So that's off one listing. So this guy is doing very, very, very well. And that's because most of his clients are very, very happy. Like all I'm seeing is 5-star listings, There might be a few people that might